Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. BBC Pundit says 22-year-old Arsenal player has been scarily good this season. Speaking to BBC Sport, Matt Upson has been picking his England team for the Euro this summer, and he gave Bukayo Saka some special praise. The former West Ham star stated that Saka has been in devastating form recently. He said, I will go with Phil Foden down the left side, Jude Bellingham as the number 10, and then Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. He has just been in devastating form. Somehow, Bukayo Saka seems to be getting better and better every single season, and there is a real argument to make that he is in the form of his life right now. Saka has been utterly brilliant for Arsenal as of late, and it has to be said that he's hit form at exactly the right time. After a little dip early in 2024, Arsenal needed to find a real run of results to get back into the title mix, and they have done just that. Now, Arsenal are top of the league, and a win against Manchester City on Sunday may well leave them as title favourites. Of course, whether or not City can beat Arsenal at the weekend remains to be seen, but if they do, they will have taken a huge stride towards winning their first league title in 20 years. Saka may well be key once again this weekend. Fabrizio Romano says many clubs will try to sign a 21-year-old Arsenal player this summer. The summer transfer window will be an interesting one for Arsenal and their fans. As always, all eyes will be on incomings, but quite a few players are expected to leave the Emirates as well before the start of next season. The likes of Aaron Ramsdale, Edin Ketia, Reece Nelson, and even Emil Smith-Rowe could be shown the door, and Arsenal could raise good funds if they manage to offload all of the above. One youngster whose future is up in the air is Mika Biereth. The 21-year-old who has been compared to Rasmus Højlund has been incredible since joining Stormy Graz in January. He has 8 goals and an assist to his name in just 773 minutes of football, which is an incredible return. Biereth has caught everyone's attention in recent weeks, and Fabrizio Romano has claimed that a number of clubs are keen to sign him this summer. The journalist said in his daily briefing, there will be a race for Mika Biereth this summer for sure. Many clubs are interested in the young Arsenal striker, but Arsenal have been clear on their position. No decision will be made now. Internal talks about him will follow later this year. So on this one, interest is there and will likely grow in the next weeks, but it's not something serious yet. Manchester City superstar Erling Haaland and Bayern Munich Harry Kane are arguably the two best strikers in the world right now. The two players are proven match winners and have scored a combined 66 goals already this season. Biereth, who hasn't even made his Arsenal debut yet, is nowhere near the level of Haaland or Kane, but the 21-year-old sees similarities between himself and the two world-class strikers, which is very interesting. Biereth definitely looks like a big asset, but with just 1 year left on his contract this summer, it won't surprise us if Arsenal sell him. They could, however, insert a buyback clause in the deal. Arsenal's chances of signing Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa summer have just been rated. Arsenal will likely be in the market for a new striker this summer. Over the past 12 months, we've heard so much about the Gunners potentially signing a centre forward, and now that the summer window is beckoning, it's almost time to act. So, who will Arsenal go for? Well, there have been links to numerous strikers as of late, but according to Steve Kai, speaking on KS1 TV, there are two strikers we can discount from the Gunners list. According to Kai, Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins are two strikers Arsenal won't be chasing. Indeed, while other transfer reporters suggest that Arsenal are still looking at these two, Kai is led to believe by people in his circle that Arsenal are no longer looking at Tony or the £28 million man. He said, I think we can cross off Tony and Watkins. I see it online. They are still in people's list. I'm talking about top transfer people's list, but not in my circle. They are not looking at them at the minute. It's almost a shame to hear this. Ollie Watkins isn't being considered by Arsenal as a potential signing, but we can't help but think he would be incredible for the Gunners. Watkins have been operating at a genuinely world-class level for Aston Villa this season, and given how hard he works off the ball and how effective a finisher he is, we have to feel like he'd be a perfect fit for the Gunners. However, it sounds as though Arsenal will be looking elsewhere this summer, and while they may be able to sign younger or cheaper models, they will have a hard time finding a striker who is going to be as effective at this level as Watkins. Arsenal could sign powerful player if they can't get Martin Zubimendi. Arsenal may well be in the market for a new midfielder this summer. The Gunners have long been linked with new midfield options, with the likes of Douglas Luiz and Martin Zubimendi strongly linked for a little while now. However, as the summer and January window proved, getting these deals done won't be easy. Luiz is having the time of his life at Aston Villa, while up to this point, Zubimendi has remained fearlessly loyal to Real Sociedad. So Arsenal may need to find a plan B, and according to Steve Kai, speaking on KS1 TV, they do have an alternative option in mind. According to the journalist, Manu Kone is someone Arsenal could seriously look at if they don't sign Zubimendi. He said, "Yeah, Manu Kone is a very good player. He is from Mönchengladbach. He is a young 22-year-old. He is someone if and a lot of people want Zubimendi. If they don't get him, he is in the same mold. He is more of a Rodri. He is big. He is strong. He is powerful. He is technically gifted, I would say. He is someone who is on the list. He is someone Arsenal admire." This is a transfer rumor that we could easily get excited about. Con isn't a player that is all that widely known across Europe, but if Kai is correct with his Rodri comparison, Arsenal could be looking at a potential superstar here. As we all know, Rodri has been one of the very best players in the Premier League over the past few years, and if Arsenal can sign a player in that mold, they could push on to the next level and become perennial challengers for all of the top honors in football. This certainly sounds like an exciting transfer rumor, and it's one we can very much get on board with. Fabrizio Romano says Arsenal could still make move to sign £60 million player. Fabrizio Romano has now been detailing a move that Arsenal could still make this summer, despite all Mikel Arteta is achieving in North London this season. It seems as if his squad could undergo something of an overhaul this summer. Romano was discussing Arsenal's interest in Brentford's Ivan Toney and the competition they could potentially face from Chelsea and Manchester United. Speaking at length, Romano initially said that Chelsea weren't in the race anymore. Romano said, "Look for Chelsea. I think they will go for someone a bit younger than Tony, so that's my feeling. I don't feel that Tony is going to be the top target for Chelsea, at least at this moment, but let's see what happens with financial fair play and all this stuff. But at this point, I think Chelsea will look at something different." The journalist then explained that Arsenal are still interested. He said, "For Arsenal, he could be one of the names. Also, in this case, I don't think he is their super priority target, but one of the names they have in the list. They also had his name in the list in January, but they decided not to invest big money in the January transfer window. I would add Manchester United today to the list of options for Ivan Toney because Man United will sign a new striker. They want to have a new backup option. They are still discussing internally whether they want to go for an experienced striker who can bring immediate competition to Rasmus Højlund or a young striker with less experience but probably higher potential. So the internal discussion is still ongoing. Let's see what Man United will decide, but I think Ivan Toney can be one of the names to watch for Manchester United and Arsenal in the summer window. Also, Romano says Arsenal are still interested in a move for the £60 million rated striker this summer. It almost feels like his stock has fallen a little since he returned to playing. Arsenal are said to have doubts about Tony's attitude, and talk elsewhere has suggested that any interest has cooled. Arsenal interested in a 26-year-old former player who now plays for European giants. AC Milan midfielder Ismail Ben Naser may be available to sign in the summer, with Arsenal and Saudi Arabian clubs showing interest in his services. Although the Algerian's contract expires in June 2027, CalcioMercato.it maintains that the Italian giants will be willing to sell him for a price of about £50 million. Ben Naser, who cost Milan £17.2 million when he joined from Empoli in the summer of 2019, just made a comeback from a 6-month injury that required surgery to repair his anterior cruciate ligament. This season, the midfielder has made 15 appearances across all competitions and has contributed one assist. After being a key player for the Serie A club a few seasons ago, the midfielder has lost his importance for the club. Ben Nasser has already attracted the attention of the Saudi Pro League, but Arsenal are the most probable contender. The midfield player, who was already on Arsenal's books from 2015 to 2017, would be making a return to London after they sold him for €1 million to Empoli in the summer of 2017. The midfield position is seriously being looked at by manager Mikel Arteta ahead of the summer transfer window. The Gunners are expected to lose players like Thomas Partey and Emil Smith-Rowe at the end of the season, and they have already identified their target. Apart from Milan midfielder Ben Naser, the Premier League leaders are looking to move for Everton midfielder Amad Onana. The North London club are expected to be active in the market to make additions to their squad. Signing a striker is reportedly a priority for the club as they aim to unlock their true potential and get closer to achieve the dominance of Manchester City and Liverpool. Ivan Toney, Victor Osimhen or Victor Gyökeres could be leading the line for the Gunners next season, according to the latest rumors in the media. West Ham plan to sign a Premier League midfielder being chased by Arsenal and Man United. West Ham United are eager to sign a 22-year-old Everton midfielder Amad Onana, who is also being targeted by Arsenal and Manchester United. Football Insider reports that West Ham want to add more depth to their midfield for the next campaign, and they have their sights set on Onana. Several of the top teams in the world have taken notice of the 22-year-old due to his impressive performances for Everton. Apart from the Premier League clubs, Spanish giants Barcelona have also shortlisted the Belgian international as their summer transfer target. In summer 2022, Onana joined the Merseyside club. The 22-year-old midfielder cost them little over £33 million to sign. Their performance has greatly improved since the Belgian was brought in, having played in 29 games this season. He is already a staple in their squad. In 25 of those games, Onana has been the starting player and has even contributed 4 goals. The midfielder was coveted by the Hammers before his transfer to Everton. Although they had a strong chance of getting him to join their team, the deal fell through. The Merseyside club are currently experiencing several financial difficulties. Therefore, the Hammers are hoping to take advantage of the situation and sign the Belgian midfielder. In the January transfer window, the Hammers signed Calvin Phillips on loan from Manchester City. However, the England international's move to the London Stadium has failed miserably. David Moyes is unlikely to make a permanent move for the Man City midfielder at the end of the season due to 2 infractions of the Premier League's profitability and sustainability rules. Everton will have to approve significant sales. One of their most valuable assets, the 22-year-old's exit, will undoubtedly help them balance the books. The Hammers will have to beat serious competition from Arsenal and Man United to win the race for his signature. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.